Never going to come back. I'm back, baby.
Hi guys, it's Faisal TV. I have someone very dear to my heart, someone I've known for many years, and finally he's managed to 24 hours for him, or what do I say, the next 24 hours. He's waited for such a long time. He's none other than Gaz Green. Gaz, how are you today?
I'm okay, thank you, Faisal. How are you?
Good, thanks. Gaz, you're 24 hours away. It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
You've been in training camp for how long, and how's this training camp been for you?
Well, I've been back training from May. Obviously, you know the story. I had a lot of years out of the ring. From 2019 was my last fight against the two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. After that fight, I had a few years out. Obviously, put a lot of weight on, and got to a tipping point. And then, obviously, May something clicked in my head and said, "Right, enough's enough." So I got back into the gym. It was very hard to start off with, but I've shifted 10 stone in 10 months, and we're here now. And we're 24 hours away from a fight tomorrow night in Tamworth.
Tamworth, yes. You mentioned it's been a very long journey. It hasn't just started in the last 10 months. Your last fight was what, over 5-6 years ago?
7 years ago, yeah.
7 years ago, to be precise. You've been up and down since then, with a lot of reasons. It's not been a physical, it took a physical strain on your body, but psychologically also.
Yes.
I mean, you said you lost 10 stones in
10 months.
10 months. So the psychological effect on that is...
You got to be a very mentally strong person to be able to do that. Well, I'm sitting here today saying I've done 10 stone in 10 months. There's nobody else as big as me that has ever had to do that, but the determination I was to get back. I hit a point in my life where I couldn't see me waking up tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? It was literally, I had to get something sorted, and yeah, the motivation, not discipline. I don't think it's motivation; it's discipline. But I've trained like an absolute soldier for the last 10 months to get the weight off, and it's coming off nicely.
Okay.
And these are just baby steps, but we're back out there now.
So basically your journey's only just started, is that what you're saying?
It's just starting. This is the comeback tour. That's what I like to call it, the comeback tour.
Okay.
But I'm back, and there's a lot of people who thought when I went up to 33 stone, we're never going to see Gaz in the boxing ring again. Do you know what I mean? It's only me that believed in myself to say, you know what, I'm coming back. And I have, and I'm back. And I think a lot of people are shocked about that, because I think a lot of people thought, oh yeah, he's just another person who's crying wolf again. He's never going to come back. I'm back, baby.
You are certainly back, and less than 24 hours away. But going back, I mean, there can be a lot of people looking at this interview. The fact that you were 33 stones, I mean, there's a lot of people out there, for whatever reasons in their life, you know, people have issues that they get when you suffer with depression or any other, for whatever reason, to bring yourself down when you're sitting home, and obviously your diet comes into it. You've been through that stage with eating anything and everything, and it becomes a habit, and it's never ending. So what message you want to give to the people who are out there, probably he's watching the telly or is on his phone, he's probably depressed, he's probably 35, 40, even 40 stones. What message would you give similar type of people?
Health is wealth, and at the time you might not want to do it, but you need to get your ass off the settee, you need to get to the gym. And it's good for your mental health, and it's just a baby steps. Get there, and just how I do everything, I only think about today. I don't think about 3 months down the line or 6 months. I'm like, let's get through today, let's get through the next 24 hours. 24 hours gone, let's get through the next 24 hours. And I'll do it day by day, small steps. Obviously at 33 stone, I got that big. I didn't even realise how I got big. I'm still fit. I still felt fit at 33 stone, do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've been suffering with a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I've had a hard few years, so I was suffering. I think I got stuck into a rut. I was probably suffering with a lot of depression and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I had a lot of things go on. I lost a few close family members in the last couple of years. Obviously the kids and stuff like that as well. So it's been a hard few years. I just let myself go, and I didn't realise how much the gym is my therapy. You know what I mean? It's my safe space. So I think for anybody who's struggling, get to the gym.
I won't ask any particular details, but was there a point during that period where you were at your lowest and you're completely alone?
100%.
And you're thinking that where do I go with my life currently?
Yeah, like I say, for what I've had to go through the last few years, like fighting tomorrow night, that's nothing. That's the easy work. Getting up every day and motivating yourself, do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest with you, if I never had the kids, I think I'd have been off this planet now. It's just my kids that have kept me here, do you know what I mean? And it's hard for men anyway. I think it's harder for men than women, but obviously, like I say, for men, we don't really talk, do we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, like I say, I've just been literally training 3-4 times a day just to tire my brain out so I can't think, you know what I mean? And that's where we're at.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm in a better place now.
Did you have a program like you said that you've been in camp now for 10 months, right?
Well, it hasn't been camp 10 months. It was a case of just bringing that weight down. I've been in the gym. You know what I mean? I was swimming, weights. I've only really started the boxing since January, like the last, say, 3 months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's baby steps. Obviously, at my age now, 36, it's just a case of not getting injured and just doing things slowly. Do you know what I mean? The first 6 months, it was all about diet. You know what I mean? Cut all the carbohydrates out, and obviously the weight just falls off you when you cut the carbs out. You know what I mean? And then obviously since January, that's when I got back in the boxing gym, and we're just adding to things. We're just going through the gears and we're tuning back up nicely.
You mentioned about the diet. That's a very interesting one because I'll get onto that. I mean, how difficult was that? Are people quit when they say that you eat what you are? So
yeah, I don't even think it's that. I don't think I was always a big eater where I don't stop eating. Like really, I don't really eat too much. It's just a case of not moving. So I think when you're used to always being a fighter or training, you burn them calories, and when you go from not going to the gym, you're eating the same amount of food, but you're not moving. And like I say, you just start to pile it on, and it just gets to the point where you don't even realise that it's going out of control. I didn't even realise how big I was till I look back at videos now in man. I'm like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean? You don't realise, you don't see it when you look at yourself every day, do you? Do you know what I mean? Even now, I don't feel like you know what I mean, I'm that different. But when I look at videos and pictures, I'm like, oh wow. And everyone's commenting now. God, Gaz. I had a guy the other day. He looked at me and he went, and he was like, no, that can't be Gaz. And he come over. He says, Gaz. I went, how you doing? Fucking, I can't believe how much weight you lost. You know what I mean? So it's motivation to do that. You know, it's easy to talk the talk. You got to walk the walk.
Okay. But how much did you actually diet change? I mean,
100%. So basically, I just eat shit all the time. Obviously, you know, working security and stuff like that. Living on your own as well. Obviously, not having a partner that cooks or that sort of thing. And obviously, a single guy, you just have takeaways, don't you? You have stuff easy all the time. Do you know what I mean? I literally cut out all the processed foods. And for the last 10 months, I've been on the same meal every day. Steak and salad. And that's all I have. And I eat once a day.
Had you managed it in the evening? I mean,
yeah, fine, no issue. I have one meal on about between 7 and 8 o'clock on the night. I mean, I don't put nothing in my mouth for another 24 hours. Wow. And that's mental. You know what I mean? You just got to
how about the liquids?
Just mainly water and obviously sugar-free drinks.
Also, something which I'm very familiar with. I'm diagnosed with gout.
Yes.
You had that also.
Oh, unbelievable.
You had that for a long time.
Unbelievable. I was an absolute cripple. My body must have been just shouting. I was in so much pain in all my joints, in my knees, my feet, my arms, my neck, to the point where I couldn't even take my son to school. I was having to get teachers to come out and get him out of the car because I couldn't walk. I was crippled. My son was having to pick me up off the settee. I was in so much pain, and like the pain was going from my body, and it was due to obviously the diet and obviously neglecting myself for 4 or 5 years. Obviously, I put all this weight on, and then my body was just screaming out, saying, "Listen, we can't take no more." And it just something clicked in my head one day, and I was like, I can't do this no more. I've got to get myself sorted out. You know what I mean? I want to be able to play football with my son and stuff like that. I couldn't go now. I was crippled. One day I was fine. The next day I couldn't walk. I was paralysed. Literally paralysed. Honest to God, that's how bad it was. Like, you know yourself. Yeah. You suffer with it, but you know yourself. Some of my close friends, a lot of people don't know because I'm a bit of a closed book. I don't really talk about my feelings or what goes on in my life. But my close friends, I was paralysed, and I think my body was telling me, "You're about to die." Honestly, my friend Bod, Jason Astley, he phoned me up. He says, he saw me. He says, "Gaz, I'm really worried about you, bro. You're going to die." And that's the truth. I went, nah, I'll be okay. He says, "Oh, seriously, man." He says, "You look so ill. You look so poorly." You know what I mean? And that was it. Bam. Thought, right now, time to get fit. And I just come back and just started swimming to start off with. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't do the treadmills. I was aching so bad. And obviously I'd have gout the one day, the next day it was gone, and then it was back
Yeah.
again.